Hello? Hello? Okay. Hey, what up? Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Uh, yeah. Woke up early this morning. Couldn't sleep well last night, but how's everyone doing? Uh, yep. Last night was also like a big night for me because I had a lot of wormhole tokens to sell basically. Right now I'm just trying to survive, so I'm just selling everything. I think I know a few people who are holding on, so that's good. Probably we can look at the wormhole stuff in a bit. Yeah. So just trying to sell stuff and trying to manage everything and kind of withdraw stuff a bit. That's basically what's going on. Yeah. I was waiting for the price to go. Let's look at the price actually. I was on Binance and the network was congested. Oh, fun fact. I was able to claim, I think, 2 minutes early. Because I was like, I haven't looked at the link to check how much tokens you got. The actual link, like the wormhole website link. Because I was using the Solana airdrop checker, which checks, all your addresses for the airdrop, and I used that. So kind of neat. And I found out that I had a few addresses that were eligible for the token. So I didn't check the original or the actual website, Wormhole's website. So I did that last night, and this was like, I don't know, 5 minutes before the claims were open, based on the schedule. And so I did that. I just went through the process, and okay, I was able to claim like 2 minutes before they announced it, or 2 minutes before the actual time. I saw on SoulScan, I can't really read SoulScan, but I saw that there were already a few people who claimed as well. So at that time, it wasn't congestion yet because everyone was just waiting for the tweet to Wormhole, or from Wormhole. But then after that, everything got congested. Yeah. So I had to like try and claim a few times. Actually, I claimed once, and then I went for dinner, and then I tried to claim again afterwards. Maybe around an hour after opening, it was still a bit congested, but it was still okay. I think it took me like 4 tries total. After that, I tried to send them to Binance. Again, same thing, because of congestion. It kept failing, but then I finally got it to Binance, and I saw the peak was at 1.8, was it? I think it was 1.8 or something, but that was when, I think, immediately when trading opened, right? The live chart. Orca, is this where all the liquidity is at? I don't know. How do I look at liquidity? Yeah, 2 million. Okay. Yeah, okay. So okay, here it's a bit higher, but yeah. I got in like here, and I was like, oh god. I was planning to sell for like 1 point. Pre-market it was 1.6, I think. Whales market had 1.6. I think even the Solana airdrop website I was using priced it at 1.6, when they show you the theoretical value. But then it just went down. What's this? I don't think this is it. Oh yeah, it went down pretty quick, and it was like 1.2, 1. That's like what? A few percentage, but tens of percentage down, But and then I was like, do I wait? And then probably I sold it here. Yeah, I sold it here, around here. So 1.3 something, 1.29, and then I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'll just sell everything. Yeah, because I had a minimum of what I had. I mean, what I wanted to do with the funds. Yeah, a minimum value, and so once I got that, I'll just take the price, whatever. And then it looks like it went up. Yeah, I saw that someone said it went up to 20%. They sold before this 20% pump here, but this is like what, an hour, yeah, an hour of waiting. So I guess actually picked at 1.6, which is the pre-market value, but right now it's at 1.33. Yeah, so it is what it is. I got what I wanted, and I think for now we just try to survive and use it however best we can. I saw this tweet too. I forgot. Wormhole forgot to exclude the explorer. I don't know which explorer is this though. Some wormhole. Was it the actual wormhole exploiter? I don't know. This doesn't look. Yeah, maybe it was. I don't know. That's funny. Anyway, yeah, the price is. It is what it is. Yeah. Okay, so I think if you haven't seen on Twitter, I have been sharing about my new bot, a Telegram bot, which is the suspicious buyer signals. I don't know if that's a good name for it, but whatever, right? And so I think I'll spend this stream kind of explaining what it does, well, what are the things it presents to you, and then how you could use it. And we can go through a few examples of what I personally would look for. Of course, this is not financial advice. This is just another tool for you to use in your trading. And yeah, based on the information that's shown and the behaviors of what's going on that's shown by the bot on-chain behaviors that's going on, I have a few ideas on the kinds of people who are doing these kinds of transactions. Yeah, let's see. So I don't think I'll disclose like how it works internally. Probably I want to keep that by myself. So but yeah, since I know that I could probably make some inferences on what these activity mean, what's showing by the bot. Yeah, and also these past few days I've been improving it and also using it, just looking at how it works and what's going on chain, basically. Yeah. Okay. Probably we can get started. I don't think I have a text screen open here. Let me just make this bigger. But I'm not a good trader. I think I do some technical analysis, but then don't mind if I draw. Don't mind me when I draw stuff on the chart, because I don't think it's a lot of value. Yeah. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so I think I'll just go through the bot. Yeah, basically, okay, the first thing is there's a channel, right? So very common, you would have channels with token, let's say trending tokens, right, or something like that. So a channel, basically this is the channel. There's a bot that kind of streams, buys and sells by suspicious individuals or suspicious traders. Yeah. So the thing is, you don't know whether these are, like, for example, it could be like insiders with hidden information about a certain token and they want to buy before the information is out, or it could also be like scammers trying to pump their own tokens, yeah, or to kind of wash trade or gain volume on their tokens. Yeah, so there's a few things, and we've integrated a few stuff that into it, which is part of the workflow that I would use it. But yeah, basically it's that. Okay, let's take one example. So basically it streams, buys and sells. Okay, I think what comes first is the buy, right? The buy is what interests us when the suspicious trader buys something. And so what happens is, I think only after the second buy, the bot will show here, right? If you want to look at first buys, it's just too many, right? So only the second buys go here. This may change in the future. I don't know. So but the minimum is either 2 or 3, I think. Either 2 or 3 buys from the same person to, or I guess the token kind of initiate a signal here. Yeah, so it's gonna say like buy. Okay, for the first buy, there's going to be this emoji here. It's gonna change. Okay, so let me look for let me just quickly look. If there isn't, then I'll just tell you. Yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah. Never mind. Okay. So basically, the symbol here is going to change. If it's a subsequent buy, or if it's the first buy, it's going to be this sparkle here. If it's the as in the first time the signal comes up, yeah, it's going to be a sparkle. This one here, and then after 5 buys, 5 buys, based on our research and observation, that's kind of a good indication to say that this person will be frequently accumulating this stuff. So you can think of it like a graph, exponentially descending graph, and so at some point it's gonna cut. If you just go like from 2 to 5, you cut like 75% of the signal, right? So for 5 buys, it's gonna be considered a good, and this symbol here is gonna be a star. Yeah. It'll make sense later on. Yeah. And for every subsequent buy after 5, so 5, 6, 7, up to the hundreds or whatever, it's gonna be this buy symbol here. If it's a sell, it's gonna be either a devil face here or an angry face. The angry face is the first sell by the suspicious individual. Yeah, the first sell, and subsequent sells will have this kind of angry devil here. Okay, so let's look at every data that's out that's shown in the one of the signals. You have the direction, either buy or sell, the token symbol, and the price. Okay, the price is based on the DEX screener truncated decimal, truncated zero decimal, I think. Yeah. So what it's saying here is that there's 8 zeros after the decimal point, and then you get the numbers. Yeah. So I think it's the same as here. Oh, it's not on this token, but we'll see later on. All right. You get the amount. So the amount is in ETH and also based on the ETH USD price of ETH. So the amount in terms of USD. You have count. So count is tracking how many buys and sells from the individual. So you can see here it's 60 buys, 29 sells. And then subs is basically subscriptions, and we'll talk about that in a bit. You have your average buy price and average sell price. This is important to know, whether is the current price already profitable for the buyer or basically to gauge how profitable they are or unprofitable they are based on the current price. Yeah, and we can talk about what it means here. I think some of the you can probably ignore this for now, because actually some of the older signals have incorrect calculation on this, because this is new. Average buy price and average sell price. Just take it into account when you're looking at tokens with hundreds of buys. If it's new, then yeah, the calculation is going to be pretty accurate. It's going to be accurate. Okay, we have flows. So flows is a way to gauge how much ETH has been bought or sold, how much of the token has been bought and sold in terms of ETH in the last 10 trades. This kind of squishes like the past 10 trades into one number, which you can use, to understand, okay, is he buying or selling at the current price, so you can see here, this is like they've been buying 3.9 ETHs worth net flows. They could have some sells here, but then when you add everything together, it's 3.9 ETH. After that, you have the information regarding the buys and sells. Yeah, like for example, how much total ETH has been bought. The token has been bought, and it also has an average per buy. So if you're average per buy. You also have the liquidity info. So liquidity means the percentage of the buy versus the liquidity of the pool. Yeah. So let's say there's 100 ETH of liquidity in the pool. If the trader, the suspicious individual, buys 1 ETH, it's 1%. Yeah. So it's gonna be like 1% here. So this is a way for you to understand, okay, how much does this person's buys can affect the price, right? So if it's a high number, then they are buying like more ETH than the liquidity, which means that the price will go up. Yeah. So you can see here, this is like 600%, which means that whatever the current liquidity is, it's times this is times 7 amount of ETH that they've bought. Yeah. Just a perspective, you know, because when you see signals for suspicious people who are buying like very liquid shitcoins like, you know, Pepe or Bobo or whatever, yeah, their buys are not going to make a dent, right? We'll talk about that more later. So it's the same for sales as well. Yeah, so you can see how much are they selling and buying with respect to the liquidity, because that's a good information to have. Okay, we also have the sell progress. So how much of their bag has they sold? This is a very simple calculation of total tokens bought, total tokens sold over total tokens bought. There are some caveats to this info because this data, because early on, let's say a coin is pumping, right? The buys from the early when the price was low is significantly more than the buy token amount when the price is high, right? So let's say this person gets it 10 times, right? And so the earlier buys are like 10 times the token versus the current one, versus at the current price. And so this kind of doesn't make sense as the token ages. I'm trying to think of how to, is there a better way to make this? Yeah. Otherwise I'll just leave it here, because you still want to know how much of the bag they have, right? Or maybe I should show like in terms of the token price. Yeah. I'll make a note of it. So basically how much that is this person holding, yeah, in total. So this is should be easy to calculate, yeah, based on the current price and the data here, which is total tokens bought over total tokens sold. This is something that is available in the background. I might change this line. I want to reduce the number of lines we have, because otherwise it's just going to take up the whole screen. So I'll probably just change this line into something else and have this at the side, because there's still some real estate here, right? Yeah, so I'll do that. Okay, and then we have the contract address, which you can just click to copy. You also have the trader address, and that's it. Okay, so we're gonna look at, there's some buttons here which makes it convenient for you to look at more info using external tools. The first one is chart. This is going to open the text screener. You just click and it's going to open. Let me just focus here. But, yeah. Okay. So this is Hoppy like 4 days ago. Yeah. Okay. So you can open the text screener from here. There's another button here called scan, which helps you, or which brings you to another bot that does contract scanning. So all of the safety checks, so the bot is linking to this bot, the Safe Analyzer bot. You click on the button and then you click start. So you see I just click on scan, then I click start here. Then it's gonna scan this token. And from here you can see a lot of info about the token. You can look at the help. There's a help document that talks about what's all the info about and stuff. We can go through quickly. It's just the address, whether the ownership is renounced, the ratio of the token in LP, I think, profitable holders. Sorry, this is the holder distribution. All the info about the token, lock, liquidity burned or locked. And yeah, there's some options here. There's options here. There's a lot of stuff, a lot of possible info that can be shown. So you can look at the document and know what it is. It's not written here. Maybe we'll see another token, but here, if there's a problem, if it's a honeypot, it's going to be problems simulating a buy and sell, and so they won't show this here. That they'll show like a honeypot simulation failed, something like that. So you can know if it's a honeypot or not. It's not 100% accurate. I think there's many ways you can circumvent honeypot detection. And also this has blacklist, which doesn't make, which doesn't help, as in, which makes no difference, because you could just blacklist someone who bought your token, right? Which yeah. Okay, I think that's it. So yeah, you can just get your info here and you click on scan. The other button is trade. So I personally am using Shuriken right now. Shuriken, I think I was looking at a few bots. Some of the bots, they had like limitations on how many tokens you can hold at a time or how many positions you can hold. Yeah, and also, yeah, I think it's okay if you use Panagon or Unibot. I think those are the two biggest ones, right? I want to try Shuriken because it's a bit new, I think, and I also the founder themselves contacted me. I was like, okay, I guess we can try out Shuriken. And then I'm using their Telegram bot at the moment, which is very good. It's lacking some features. I think I might need to give them some feedback. I don't know if they're working on it or not. There's some bugs, caveat bugs. I would say, yeah, it's just bugs where when you buy, the tracking is kind of finicky, so you have to just retrack and stuff. But it's not really a big deal. But just to let you know, I don't know if they're already working on it and stuff. So yeah. So Shuriken, and that's it. That's the top buttons. Okay, the bottom ones are basically subscriptions. Well, what does that mean? You can, so this is quite a lot, right? There's going to be a lot of buys and sells being streamed here. What you can do is subscribe to a specific token. Let's say I just want to look at this token. Then I can click on here with the bell icon and token, and it's going to bring me to the bot personally. So this is a bot. So this is the channel and this is a bot. You click on the subscribe to token button and then you click start. It's going to subscribe you to this bot. Yeah, I mean to this token, which means that anytime this token pops up, it's going to go personally into your conversation with the bot directly. So it's easier for you to track stuff that you want to track. I really like this feature. I wonder how. I actually didn't know this feature exists, as in linking. It's got linking, right? When you click on somewhere else, it brings you to the bot and you can just click start and all the info is already provided. I was like, oh, okay. And then when I thought about this feature here, which where you can subscribe to different this token specifically, and this is really great. Yeah. I'm working on some issues with rate limits. So that's something. Yeah. It's good that this thing is friend tag gated, because if not, I don't think it's gonna scale. Actually, I should ask some people. I think I saw that Telegram bots have some limitations on the API. There's API rate limits, and so I wonder if Telegram trading bots are hitting the limits as well. Because I wonder how do they scale, right? Because if there's rate limits, then it's gonna be an issue scaling. Yeah. Okay. Subscribe to token. Just a reminder that the bot directly is a picture with the headset off, and the channel is the picture with the headset on. Yeah. So I guess the headset on is, yeah, you're listening to everyone, and the bot is listening to everyone, and then headset off is the bot is personally speaking to you. That's what I thought about. I'm really glad that this is something that I have the I have some commissions that make this easy to do. Yeah, I kind of built up all my profile picture commissions or art commissions. That makes it easy to glad that I can do something like this. Make it easier to differentiate between the two. Okay. Okay, so that's subscription. You can subscribe personally. There's also two kind of subscriptions, which is you can subscribe to new tokens, which is this one, the new. You can also subscribe to good tokens, which are 5 buys at least, or as in 5 buys. Yeah. When they have 5 buys, then it's gonna be considered a good token. That's just something that we decided on while testing. It used to be 10, but then some tokens, pump earlier, and the amount of spam you get for lowering the buy threshold from 10 to 5 isn't that much. Yeah, it isn't too. Okay. I guess that's it. So yeah, we just went through everything. So now we're gonna talk about some setups. Probably a good way of doing this is just go through a few tokens, see what I think about them. Don't let this be your full guide on how you do it. If you have your own way of doing it, that's fine. But okay, the first way you can use it is just as another data point in your trading system. Let's say you found this token, you're like, oh, okay, I want to know what is the activity with this token in terms of suspicious buyers, right? Then you can just copy the contract address and you can Control F to find. So you can see here there's 88 entries. You can go to the latest one, I guess. So right now, yeah, they have 18 ETH worth of buys and 10 ETH worth of sells, and it's 80% sold. So this doesn't look that good. You can look at since when have they been buying. So let's see, when you do Control F, you can see all the prices here, and so you can just check, okay, when was the last time they bought, and everything. So you can see the first time it triggered was here on Tuesday, which is 2 days ago, at the price of 09127. So 09127 is like, oh, that's crazy. Yeah. So this would have given you like 10 times more than a 10x. Yeah. So okay, so probably we can talk about let me see. Yeah, this is the info part, as in you want to double check what is the activity on this token. Some tokens, if you look at the state of the suspicious buyer, they have like so much tokens left to dump, and they've already made like hundreds of ETH from certain tokens. I think chicken is one of them, CHKN. We will be looking at that later, I think, because it's still being actively bought by suspicious traders. Yeah, so you can see, okay, do they have a lot more tokens to dump? Are they net buying or net selling at the current price and things like that? If they're net selling, then it's like distribution phase, right? They're distributing, and then once they've made their money, then it's definitely going to dump, because there's going to be a lot of sellers and no more buyers. Okay, so you can use this as secondary info or additional info to your trading. You can also use it to trade yourself. How does that work? There's two setups that I kind of look for. The first one is high risk. So you can see here that this actually corresponds to like the start of the token price, right? So you can subscribe to new tokens. This is the new symbol. You can subscribe to new tokens, and then when you see one, you can just immediately scan. Let's see if there's a newer example. So you can subscribe, and then on your personal chat with the bot, if it alerts you of a new token, like this one, then you can scan it first, right? So let's scan and see what's going on. Is it like an obvious rug or something like that? So here it's a hidden proxy. Hidden proxies, I don't really like them, because you can just upgrade them however you want and just rug people. That doesn't mean That's not to say that if it's not a hidden proxy, it's safe. Yeah, I guess I should say that. But so you can see here it's red, right? Sometimes it's green. Green usually it's okay. Sometimes it's yellow. Okay, for new tokens, so when you get a new token like that, bam, you're like, okay, you can scan. Usually anything, if it fails to simulate a buy and a sell, usually I won't go in. That's like a clear honeypot. If it's like blacklist or whatever, I don't like that as well. But other than that, if there's not much in terms of options, probably it's up, depends on your risk, how risky you want to be, but you can like punt a small amount, buy a small amount, and hope that it goes to many multiples, right? So I saw this happen with a few tokens. I can show you one, which is Chuck, I think. Look for Chuck. Chuck was the yeah, let me look at. So this is quite interesting. I can show you. I was actually watching Chuck, right? And I was watching Chuck, and let's see. You just go here. Yeah, oh, what the hell? Wait, is this correct? No, I don't think this is right. Where's a different one? Let me see. Yeah. There should be two. Here you go. Probably it's this one. Very interesting. Yeah, there's some okay, this is the real one. Yeah, okay. Yesterday's hot token. Let's look at how it started. It's very interesting. You can see that. Now this is where you make your money, right? Buying at these levels. Not even here. I even get it. Let's see. Okay. Gonna be hard to show, but yeah, okay, there you go. I was here. So I think at the time, actually, we can actually look for it. Let's go. So this is Chuck. Yeah, the actual Chuck. It started at. Okay. Here's what I'll say, right? So this is the signal that popped up. After this, there was a lot of signals of the same buys. You can see here. This is 0.17 ETH. Then it's just a string of 0.2 buys. See, 0.2. Oops, sorry. I think I clicked on the wrong one. Yeah, 0.2, 0.1, or I guess 0.1. But a lot of buys. All this is basically this area here. Yeah, yeah, you can see the shot. It's just buys like that. And then let's look at this scan. I ran a scan, and you can see what a scan. Yeah, you can see it changes, right? So this is the first scan that I did with this token. Yeah, unverified contract. That's even worse, I think. Yeah, because you have no idea what's going on. But at least it's not a clear like honeypot, right? There's no field simulations or whatever. But yeah, when I scanned it, it was so new. It was so early. I don't know what's going on with this token. If you guys know about it, you can let me know. Is it like, I don't know, stealth launched or something? But yeah, I was here. Looks like there's no trouble buying. It wasn't a honeypot here, or it wasn't like trading disabled at this area. But yeah, this is just off, not to say fake buys, but you know, buys from suspicious individuals. And then look at where it went. We're not done. Holy, yeah, look at that. So that's very interesting. So it's something to think about. Okay, what I will say is, for new tokens who have signals like suspicious buy signals, it kind of tells two things, right? Number one, it's like, okay, it might be scammers trying to pump the tokens, but it's also something about, you know, it speaks about the level of competency of these people. So what I think a lot of the suspicious buyers are basically market makers. Now, I don't know why you need, it's kind of weird to say that you need market makers in a shitcoin that's deployed on Uniswap v2 because it's called an automated market maker. But yeah, I did see some meme coins have market makers, they, you know, and they market themselves as like a known market maker onboarded, something like that. So I think these are market makers, yeah, but they are doing a lot of ways of kind of hiding themselves, basically, yeah. So I did saw a few people are able to find who are the market makers. For example, there's a tweet I saw about Chuck having, you know, market makers that are getting sandwiched every time. I think it's they said it was Wintermute, I don't know. Yeah, but basically, yep. So one setup is new token, you know, the star. Let's go to the star. The star, you scan, and if it looks good and if you have the risk for it, yeah, you can try. I should make a study on how much tokens are deployed. Let me take a note of that. Like, so something like a ratio of how many new tokens are signaled by this bot versus the number of tokens that pumped. Maybe that kind of shows you the kind of risk appetite that you should have if you want to do this. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if like if you can cross-check stuff. If you find something here, it should be pretty early. I don't know if, unless you're already part of the groups that know about these tokens, you know, the cabal. If you're not part of the cabal, then it's kind of too late. Or you wouldn't have the info you need to kind of cross-check, okay, is this a legit token or not, you know, what's going on. Yeah, this is one example. Another, I think there's a few examples as well, like for example chicken, I think, and that is it up here. Okay, again, like this is where you make your money here. Do I want to go? Okay, let's go. Okay. Okay, fuck, this is long. Okay. Okay, for chicken, okay, let's just look at it. Okay. So for this token, this is also one of the top hot tokens yesterday, I believe, and it happened on, you know, 2 a.m. my time, which of course I'm not gonna catch it. I don't think any of my friend tech key holders or anyone else caught it, but the signal was there. Let's see. So basically, when you do the contract scan, and I'll show you in a bit, the contract scan says that, okay, here you go. Holy. So this was triggered at 07:11. Now, right now it's 06, but peak was at 05. Yeah, so you would have gotten 100x here. So when I saw this afterwards, like, this is 6 a.m. Oh, okay, this is the earlier one. Let me see. No, okay, something with the time. I believe it was 2 a.m. Yeah, so I wouldn't have caught this. But oh no, it is 6 a.m. Wow. Okay, I think I mistook it for another token. But yeah, this happened at 6 a.m. When I scanned it, it was green. You can see if I go to the contract scanner, it was green. But you know, that might not be the case when you scan it. You know, I was scanning it here, but it was already green. I haven't found, or maybe I have found a few tokens that when they are just deployed, it's green. Yeah, sometimes it's red and then it changes to yellow and then green. So yeah, it's a bit hard, but let's look at another one, the last one, which is this one. Yeah, I think this is the token that I mistook. So hash AI was signaled by the bot in 2 a.m. my time. So again, this is just if you want to play it early, yeah, you can use this bot to kind of find tokens that have, I would say, you know, you can say it's like insiders, but at least there's some kind of competency going on in terms of the people managing the tokens. Okay, what is this? Yep, 2 a.m. my time. This is the first time hash AI went up at 061. So 061, the current price is 02. So that's like 1,000 times. Yeah, 1,000x. Yeah, when you got in here. Again, I don't know if you would have been able to trade at this price, but yeah. So just to show that, yeah, this bot are able to catch, you know, the top tokens that do hundreds of multiples to trade as a trade signal, right? I know the problem is that there's so many tokens and it's really hard to know which ones are okay or not. I have tried this strategy of, you know, when there's a new token, you scan, and then if it's okay, you buy. But you know, more often than not, it's like get blacklisted or it's a rug. So careful. Okay, so this is the new token strategy, or the newly deployed tokens, right? Shitcoins. You can use this as an early signal on something's going on. Another way of doing it is if you want to look at excuse me. Yeah. So another way of doing it is if you want to look at whether these people are accumulating, right? So there are some tokens you can see here, APU. Let's look at this one here. Okay, chart. I can scan this token. Oops, you went here. Okay. Let's see. Let's just go out of this for now. Okay, scan. Apa saja? Yeah, this is a known shitcoin. A known meme coin. Okay, it's green. So you know that's good. Okay. So you can see that in the bot, it says here that let's look at the buyer here. So you can control F the contract address and see, okay, there has been like few hundreds of activity of signals. Looks like they've been buying. You can see this is the latest one, right? And you can see flows for the last 10 trades. It's been positive 3.8 ETH. They have bought a total of 68 ETH and they've only sold like 10 ETH, and they have like 75% left to sell. So when you see something like this, and then if you see the prices like something like this, then that's actually quite a good sign, you know, in my opinion, because you know these people are accumulating, especially if they're accumulating at the same price. You know, they're net positive in terms of ETH used to buy the token. Then it's gonna, I mean, in theory, it's gonna cause some supply shocks and it's gonna pop later on. Either that, or you know, there's some catalyst that's just brewing or about to come out in a bit. So this is another way to play it. If you want, this is a bit slower way of trading. So when you look at let's look at the frequency, right? So you can look at the data. You can also look at the frequency. Right, some tokens they only like accumulate once per day or a few times per day. But if you see something consistent like this, right, they're just buying every, what is this, a few hour buying, accumulating. They're selling some, but when they sell, they don't sell as much as what they bought. Yeah, I think if you are more familiar with how market makers work, how they manage inventory, you might be able to make more sense of what's going on. Like you can think of it like, you know, the market maker buys here, right? And then they buy, and then they start selling here. And then here, like they still sell around this area. Why? Because they're trying to sell the tokens they bought here. Something like that. They're shifting the price, I guess. I have no idea how market makers work. It's just what I'm thinking, right? They're just trying to shift the inventory that they have, something like that, at the price at which they get the inventory, or they want to clear the old inventory for a new one. So that's why they do sell around this area here. But yeah, you can look at the net flows. So this token has been like bought every day. Yesterday, 2 days ago, Tuesday, Monday. Okay, so you can see some days it's just not very active, right? What we can do, okay, you see this pump here. This was on the 1st of April, which is Monday. Yeah. So this is the price where it was pre-pump. Before the pump, it's 044. Yep, this one. So you can see what was the situation like back then here. Yeah. Unfortunately, if you look at the liquidity, like it's just 7% bought. So they didn't actually, their buys were not the one that caused this kind of pump. You know, they didn't like accumulate and cause a surge in demand, or I guess a reduction in supply. But so these are two things, right? You can either think that the signal here represents someone accumulating a significant amount and it will cause supply shocks, or you're thinking that these people are insiders with extra information that that they wanna, how to say, yeah, they are expecting some information to come out before and they want to, you know, buy before that information comes up, something like that. Okay, so I posted one successful trade using this strat where you look at how much they're accumulating. This happened on a few tokens, but I want to look at one which is puppies. Yeah, this token has been aggressively traded. This isn't the token. Let's see. Yep, this one. Okay. Yep. So basically, this has been, you can see here, this token here, puppies, has been bought 3,000 times, and this has been going on since here. Yeah, here. So it was going on here, but my bot, I was still developing the bot around here. Yep, so I kind of missed this whole thing, but I was able to catch this, right? So you can see here there's this period of consolidation, and this was at 29. So 29 is, we can look for it, but it's a bit hard though because it's going to be, yeah, oh, I have to scroll down a lot. But yeah, you can do something like this. So you can see what I'm doing here. I'm just scrolling down, and the auto load is kind of like loading, but if you move your mouse here, here you kind of force it to go down. Let's see, 068. No, this is already pumped. Yeah, but you can see, you know, from this perspective here, yeah, you can see like, okay, it's just flat, but if you look at the signals, they're actually accumulating the token. Yeah, so when you see that, yeah, if you see here, yeah, it's just already 875 buys and 289 sells. Yeah, so at this time, yeah, I was like, okay, I can put a position here, and then when I did, and then it went up. And here I was looking at the rate of buys as well. So you can see from the signals, the suspicious buyer was buying on top. And then I was like, okay, when the trend broke, I just sold. I sold like here or something. Here. Yeah, I was expecting to go down. This is a well-known formation of, you know, the second high that doesn't reach the previous high. Looks like it's doing well. It's still heavily traded right now. We have a question from Rainbow. What's the money back left of the buy mean? Right. So to go through again, we went through this earlier, but if you want here, this is a subsequent buy. So in order, right? In order, this sparkle here, it means it's a new buy. 2 buys, let's say. Once there's 2 buys from the suspicious individual, it'll first pop up in this bot here. It's gonna be this sparkle here on the left side of the first line. If it has 5 buys, then it's gonna be this star here, because we determined that 5 buys is enough to kind of say, okay, this person is serious in accumulating this token, and so have a look at it. Other than that, it's gonna be this money back here, which is just a generic buy. Like, okay, this token has been bought 85 times. It's gonna have like all of it's gonna be just the money back. Yeah. So for the sells, okay, for the sells, a new sell will be an angry red face. It's gonna be red here. The first sell by the individual is going to be a red angry face, and the devil is every sell afterwards. Yeah, so this is already sold 19 times. So the first one was a red angry face, and then the rest is like the devil face. Yeah, that's what the symbol here means. I should write a thread on. I was gonna write a thread on Twitter and just attaching it to the original bot thread. I should explain it, but you know, things are still changing. I think I added all these new buttons yesterday. Yeah, so but yeah, thanks for the question. Okay, we were looking at if it's more than 5 buys in the future, it's the money back. Yep, that's correct. There isn't any limit to how many buys. I think previously there was, but I think I said let's just do it how many times, however many the token is being traded. Yeah. So I think that's basically it. I went through all that I want to go through. We can go through a few tokens to kind of understand what's going on. Oh, at least how I would look at them. Let's see. Okay, what's going on here? Okay, Whirl looks like, so this is quite good, right? They have 17 buys, 17 ETH of buys, and only 1.4 ETH sold. We can run a scan and see what's going on. Okay, it's yellow. Okay, there's a lot of options here. Set fee. Yeah, okay. Let's look at the token. Yeah, sometimes it's just some random token that it's not very good. Okay, looks okay. What's going on here? There was a pump. Like a 50%. Yeah, 50%. But yeah. So when I look at this, I would say that this is already it's already pumped. So I wouldn't try to chase things like this. Yeah. We look at another one. Okay, this one's new. Night Feeder. Okay, oh, this is new actually. Yeah, so we can look at a lower time frame. Let's see. This actually looks interesting. Let's scan it. So just click on scan and scan. Okay, this is actually green. How long has this been out? 2 hours. Okay, interesting. Okay, it says they're trading disabled, but sometimes that's not true. They are trading. Now the question is, was this token here when it first came out? So let's take a look. 15. Okay, that doesn't look too good. Okay, so this is the first signal by the bot for this token at 0.10.11. Right now it's 0.8.11, so that's a 100x already. Yeah. What is this, 7 a.m? Oh, I should have been awake. I should have been looking at the bot. But it is what it is, right? You're gonna miss stuff. But let's see, how did it look like when it first came up? Let's look at so it came up here. They bought a small amount, but I'm guessing that the liquidity was much lower start, and let's look 0.027, 0.029. Okay, they bought quite a few many times. Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, there's a gap here of like 30 minutes. Very interesting. They last bought at 7 a.m. They bought like 0.3 ETH worth, and then there was like a 10x jump in the price. This is 0.10.1, and this is 0.94. Yeah, so more 10 times already. Yeah, more than 10 times. Yeah. So there was a jump here, and then they started buying. So now liquidity is a lot more, so they started buying a lot more. So now it's 0.1 ETH. Let's look at. Okay, they're just accumulating. Okay, again, another jump in price. So this one is interesting. It isn't like heavily traded, which means that very likely this is an insider. If it was a market maker, then you'd see a lot more trades throughout every price range. This is what I would think what would be the case. Yeah. Okay, so this is interesting. We can find one token that's, is it in the top trending? I don't know. Maybe it's still too new to be here. I don't see it. So okay, I think that's it. Yeah. Let's see. Okay, I think that's one token I'll share that I've been looking at, which is very interesting. Let's look at it. There's actually a token called Swifty for Twilly Swift, which I guess that's valid. Let's see. There's actually a pump here. Yeah, here I don't know, what was this when she made her concert? I don't know, but if you look at the history, right, you're gonna see like somebody has been accumulating very not aggressively, but very long. You see this today. They've been buying today. They bought a lot today. They bought yesterday, 2 days ago, Monday, Sunday, Saturday, Friday, days before that. Every day they've been buying. This is when the bot was new, so you can see that they've been buying for quite some time. So I don't know if they're expecting something. So again, this doesn't look like a market maker, right? This looks like an insider with some kind of information trying to slowly accumulate stuff. Let's see. Is it the same address? That's another thing that you can. Okay, no, it's different address. See, I try to find this trader, but there's only one occurrence here, even though there's like 15 buys from this token. Yeah, so yeah, that someone's definitely accumulating something, and waiting for something. I don't know what, but yeah, that's the things that you can think about when you use this bot. There's a question: how do you know when to begin selling? Is it when the early buyers begin to sell 1%? What does the color change from yellow green? Is it based on the buy sellers or contract? Okay, so so the first question is when to begin selling. This is quite interesting. Yeah. So this sell percentage, yeah, so the sell progress, again, I think for, okay, so there's two cases, right? Either the suspicious buyer is an insider or a market maker. If they are insider, then they might buy a lot at the start and then they no longer buy at the end, right? So they might buy here and then they start selling here, and then they don't buy back, they just sell. So this, I think you can time your sales with them. Let's say if you want to copy trade them, then you can sell the same percentage as what they're selling. So for example, if it's here and then they have sold 56%, yeah, you can sell half of your bag and just follow them. That's up to you. Yeah, so that's for insiders. Usually they just buy start and then they sell only at the end of their position. If it's market makers, it's a bit hard because market makers, they always buy regardless. They buy more here and sell. They buy more here and then sell less here. But then when it comes here, they buy less and sell more, right? So this is where the flows data makes sense. You know, the last 10 trades, what is the net flows? But if you look at a token that has stages, for example, like this one, you know, they buy a lot. 1 ETH gets you like a shitload of tokens here, but then 1 ETH gives you less tokens here, right? So this sell progress kind of gets a bit distorted when you get to later stages because the calculation is based on the whole thing. Yeah, so you can think of like the things that are happening here is a higher percentage deviations versus the things that are happening here because the price has, you know, 10 times or 100 times. So for market makers, people who are buying and selling always, you don't really have to look at this. I guess you can use other fundamental analysis or technical analysis to figure out when to sell for that case, right? So insiders, you probably can follow the sell progress. Market makers, it's a bit harder. It's up to you when to sell. Yeah, maybe you've had some target and it's fine. And then we have the second question, which is when does the color change from red, yellow, green? Okay, this I don't know exactly because this is a separate bot. This is a separate bot, but let me try and open here. I don't know if it's gonna dox me or whatever. Okay, I think we are good. Okay, I'll take a screenshot here and show it. Hopefully it's readable. So this is directly from the contract. I mean from the bots. Oops. Okay. This is directly from the bot docs. Whoops, I just closed everything. Okay. Okay, this is directly from the bot. So what is this? So you have a few things. First is blue. So we have to reopen some stuff. Okay. So the colors here. I don't know why this window keeps going here. Okay. Yeah, the colors here is based on this. Yeah. So blue is audited, which means that they've actually audited the code. Green is looks safe, yellow has some issues, and red is like 90% scam. So I think what changes depends on how the color changes, depends on how risky. I mean, it depends entirely on how they do it in the back end. I don't know exactly what are the criterias that change it from a different color to different color, but you can assume that some of the stuff here, I guess they assign a score, like, right? Let's say some options, like for example, I don't know, high tax or whatever, it's gonna be red or something. Yeah, and or something like this, it's green. Yeah, I actually don't know exactly how it works, but yeah, you can use it as a secondary info on this. Yeah, this is just something that I took from the PDF directly. Okay, so this is a good question. They can also distribute across many wallets too, so the percent isn't always accurate. Okay, this is okay. I guess I'll reveal this part. If the suspicious buyer buys tokens, and let's say if the suspicious buyer buys tokens and then they transfer it to another wallet and then sell on that wallet, this bot is able to detect that. Yeah, this bot is able to detect that. You can see that, for example, this token here has 122 entries, but if you look at the trader, it's only 2 instances, right? Maybe you can find an instance where it's a sell, but this address hasn't appeared anywhere else. I don't know if you can look for that. Let's see. Okay, yeah. Let's try another one. Okay, I can't find it, but basically the bot is able to detect if they bought from one address and then sold on another address. Yeah, so this is something that the bot knows about. So if they do distribute across many wallets, okay. Yeah, it's able to check. I think the bot looks for the transfer event log, and so even if they use like, I don't know, some kind of custom contract, if the ERC20 token emits a transfer event, it's gonna detect this new address who has tokens that were bought by someone else, and it'll detect if it's sold. Yeah. So you can somewhat rely on this info, I guess, unless there's other caveats that that you can think about or that I find out. I'll let everyone know on Twitter. It is likely to not go from green, blue to red, but not more likely to go. More likely red to green. Yeah, that's correct. Yeah, it's more likely to go from red to green or blue versus from blue or green to red. Usually that's the case. I think it's because usually good contracts, let's say green or blue, they're immutable, which means they're not upgradable. If they are upgradable, then it's gonna say hidden proxy or a proxy, I guess. Let's try and find one. Yeah, it's gonna say proxy contract, which means it's gonna be always be upgradable. So in this case, it's really hard for them to put a green here because at any moment it's gonna turn red. But if the token is verified and immutable, you can't change it, then yeah, it's very likely it can go green. I don't know how exactly they do it. Probably like they do some kind of matching. I have tried doing this before, right? So if you have a contract and then you want to find weird functions, functions that are not standard in the ERC20 spec, which means that it's more likely to be doing some kind of dubious stuff. And let's say the name of the function isn't even known, right? Then you can probably like keep it in a database, and if you find it again, you can trigger, oh, okay, this unknown function I've seen this before, and it's most likely not good. The problem with that is that these scam contracts, they always change their function signatures and they change how it works. Yeah, so it's very hard to detect these kinds of stuff. So I don't exactly know how they do it, but it's something along, not to say it's something along those lines. It's like, yeah, that's the thought process for me behind it, but probably they have better ways of detecting all of that, okay. I think that's it. I think we looked at a few tokens. I think I showed everything I wanted to show. Nothing else. So yeah, the bot is still being updated. I think I managed that. I managed to have add a few things to my to-do list in terms of some improvements. So I'll think about that and update. Yeah, usually I'll mostly how to say, I'm a lot more vocal about these tools in my FriendTech chat. So I might not update on Twitter as much, but it's I will post about it if it's like something big or major, Okay. Do you know if there's a type of token holder distribution we should look out for? Sus buy for Insider MM. Type of token holder distribution. Okay, that's actually a good question. I think if I understand you correctly, I think market makers they really rely on like one address, one transaction, something like that. And for insiders, I think they are okay with like one address only to do their buying and selling. My thinking is that market makers, they have like automated solutions to do that. So if they really want like only one address per transaction to kind of hide what they're doing, then they'll have some kind of tool or bot that automates all that. If it's an insider, then I don't think they want to go through the trouble of having to open MetaMask and transferring to a new address and buying, and transferring to a new address and buying. I have seen something like that. I mean, that's quite a common pattern, right? You buy you transfer your ETH to a new address, you buy, and you transfer that ETH to another address, you buy, and it's like a chain of buys going from one address to another. So again, market makers, usually one address, one transaction, maybe one buy, one sell, let's say. And for insiders, just one address. That's my thinking. I hope that answers your question. If I understood it correctly. Yeah. Okay. Let's look at this token here. Fufar. What the hell is this token? And okay, what the hell is going on? Okay. Usually I like to look at, if these tokens if there's a signal triggered. Let's take a look. Okay, it does. Wow. Okay, that's actually good. Currently 12 ETH bought, 7 ETH sold. It's not a lot actually. Let's look at the first signal. here. It was at 0622. Peak was at 041. That's okay, I guess. 0622, where's that? Here, 0622. Wow, okay. That's actually interesting. So this one also was another signal. 0.1 ETH. So they bought, I'm guessing they bought like 1.1.1. Yeah, 0.1. Okay, no. Okay, it's a bit variable. They sold here. Okay. Okay, interesting. Yeah. So this bot was able to detect this one here. Let's look at the scan. I'm curious to know how the scan looks. Go here. This is so good. Just clicking start and it does all that for you. Green, multi-blacklist. Okay. Yeah, even though it has multi-blacklist, yeah, it's gonna be a yellow here. But other than that, if it looks good, it's gonna be green. Here there's the data on holders. So if as in how profitable other holders are, you can take a look at how it looks like. But a lot of the tokens, when you scan, if it's very early on, it's gonna write here like not so profitable wallets. Probably, you know, sometimes this does not mean that the token is bad or whatever. It's just that maybe like nobody has found it yet before it pumps like 100x or something. But yeah. Okay, I think that's it. Any more questions? I think I'll take a few more questions and then probably end the stream already. Yeah, we've gone through a lot this stream. I think I went through everything I wanted to go through as well. So yeah, hope it was interesting. This is exclusive to my FriendTech Q holders, but you can get a 1 week free trial. Yeah, there's still a few spots for the 1 week free trial. However, I post a lot of my thoughts and tokens I'm looking at in my FriendTech group. Yeah, so that's something that I haven't. I usually share that in my FriendTech group. I don't really share tokens. I just kind of say I'm looking at them, or I'm trying to build a position. I don't want to do any calls or whatever. Other than that, yeah, most of my thoughts are in the FriendTech group. But if you if you get the free trial, yeah, you have access to everything here, as in the channel and also the personal bot. Yeah, this personal bot's so cool. Yeah, it's like a personally giving you the signals that you want. It's so cool to be able to do this. Do you know how long the token's life cycle usually? Oh, this is a very hard question. I don't know. Sometimes it's kind of short, like it's just gonna pump and dump. Okay, probably I can say one thing. If the token has a market maker, it's gonna look a lot more livelier. Yeah. If it doesn't have a market maker, it's gonna be like, I don't know if there's an example here, but I think you've definitely seen something like it goes up and it goes down and it tapers off like that. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, this is very common, right? In a lot of shitcoins. And this is because there's no market maker to, like, let's say, buy here and then shift the supply and demand so that it goes up here. Yeah. So probably if it has a market maker, if you think that there's a market maker based on the signals given by the bot, usually it's a bit longer. This is also a question of fundamentals, like how is the dev team doing? Do they have a roadmap, and are they always active? Are they coming out with new stuff? But yeah, if it's abandoned, then it's just gonna look like that. It's gonna go high, it's gonna go low, it's gonna go sideways, or very small. It's gonna go sideways very, very tightly. Yeah, because you know it's a logarithmic, right? Like a percentage, a 90% here is from here is here, 90% from here to here is this big, but then 90% from here to here is like this small. Yeah, something like that. That's the idea. So if it doesn't reach the second high, it is likely insider. Uh Probably. It's hard to say that definitely. Yeah, but I think you got the gist of it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. A lot of tokens, they are bought by insiders, but sometimes you really don't know when they're gonna pump. Sometimes it takes like weeks or in 1 week or a few days. Yeah, it really depends. We don't have that information. The only thing that's leaking out of their buys is they know something, or we think they know something. That's all of the info we have. That the info that's leaked by this kind of suspicious buying, categorized by the bot, quote unquote suspicious by the bot. So yeah, take it with a grain of salt. But I am still in the process of trying to find some success. As in, I have a few good trades, but we're still like nailing down. What setups are good. So I know that the puppy setup was good. Yeah, this setup was good. Yeah. So you're looking at this, you're like, okay, the insiders are buying here, and then it's still accumulating, and then but it's flat, and so you can expect like, okay, there's some upside. How much upside, I don't know, but this is the one that I've been able to find some success. Yeah, other than that, hopefully I can hit 100 times or 200 times, based on signals from the bot. I gotta do more research on that, but yeah. Was there another thing I wanted to talk about? No. Yeah, okay. Any more questions? There was something that crossed my mind, but I forgot. Let's see. Okay, I think I have to end the stream already. A bit late. Yeah. As in we went over the time. I was gonna do 1 hour, but I think really thanks for the questions. Yeah. Very glad to have good questions that we can talk about. Okay. Anything else? You can reach me on Twitter. Let's see. I was browsing a CT this morning. But yeah, you can reach me on Twitter or Telegram. I have my Telegram here. All my bots are in the pinned tweet, so you can go through if anything is of interest. Yeah. Other than that, you can subscribe to my YouTube as well. I don't think I'll make something next week. Yeah, because next week is kind of like a holiday here in Malaysia. But after that, I'll most likely do more streams. Yeah, like this. Okay. Again, questions you can ask. I'm on Twitter. Yeah, thanks for streaming today. Thank you for coming in. Glad to have you watching, and for those watching the archive as well, thanks for watching. Any questions, just ask me on Twitter. Okay, I think I'll end it right now. Thanks again. Thanks for coming. Bye bye.